You were the kid who lived in the gym when everyone else was at parties. You shot until your fingers bled. You dreamed of starting lineups and championship rings. You never dreamed of being really good at coming off the bench. You'd wake up at dawn, sneakers squeaking on the driveway hoop, the net frayed. From 1,000 jumpers, you'd watch ESP in highlights on loop, imagining your name in lights. You wanted to be Kobe. You wanted to be LeBron. You didn't just want to play. You wanted to be THE player. You did. Mimic their moves in pickup games at the park, kids, shouting your name when you crossed someone over. You were good, really good youth league coaches, pulling your parents aside, saying he's got something special. You'd stay after practice working on your handle, your fadeaway, your step back three. You didn't know what a sixth man was back then. Manu Ginobili was just a name on a Spurs jersey. Jamal Crawford's crossovers were cool, but you didn't get why he didn't start you. Thought talent meant minutes you. Thought hard work meant starting five. You'd lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, basketball under your arm, dreaming of buzzer beaters and MVP chants, the innocence of it all. So pure, so untouched by the reality, waiting for you. The game was everything. The game was yours. You didn't know it would break your heart. You grow up and the game gets serious high school hits. And suddenly you're not the only one who's good. You're still a star. But there's always someone taller, someone faster, someone with better connections. You're dropping 20 a game. But the coach starts the coach nephew or the 6'8" kid who can't dribble. You're coming off the bench and it stings like a slap. You work twice as hard. Summer leagues, AAU travel, sleeping in sweaty hotel rooms with teammates who get more minutes, eating fast food on long bus rides. Your parents in the stands asking why you're not starting. You don't have an answer. You just grind harder. You stay late in the gym again. Your jump shot pure, your defense scrappy. You're the first one at practice, the last one to leave. Coaches love you. They call you versatile. They say we need you too. Be ready. You nod. But it burns. You watch lesser players get the starting nod because of politics, because of height, because of recruiting hype. You're 17 and already learning the game isn't fair. College scouts come calling. They like your game, but they don't love it. They call you a role player, a glue guy. You smile through gritted teeth. You take the scholarship because it's your shot. You show up to college and it's the same story. You're good, but not quite good enough to crack the starting five. You're in the rotation, but you're not the guy. You log solid stats, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. But the box score doesn't show the hustle, the heart, the hours you spend in the weight room. You think about the transfer portal. You think about giving up, but you stay loyal. You keep grinding. You room with the star player who gets all the minutes. He's cool, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't know what it's like to watch from the sideline. Your mom calls after games asking why you didn't start. You tell her it's complicated. You tell her you're still in the game. You don't tell her how much it hurts to be so close to everything you dreamed of and still feel invisible. You make it. You actually make it. Draft night comes and your name gets called second round. A team that needs depth. You're picked for potential, for versatility. You're in the NBA, and it feels like a dream until you step into your first practice and realize everyone is a freak. Everyone is you from high school, but better, faster, stronger. You're not special here. You're just another guy trying to survive. You learn quick. Your role isn't to start, it's to be ready to be the spark off the bench, the sixth man. Label sticks to you like sweat on a jersey. You hear it in press conferences, in media scrums. They ask about your role, not your game. You smile and say team first, but inside it's a knife. You watch the starters get introduced, the crowd roaring their names. You sit in silence, stretching on the sideline. Your warm-up jacket still on. You're not just benched, you're the sixth man. The guy who changes the game, who brings instant offense, who shifts the momentum. You study film, you learn matchups, you figure out how to score in bursts, how to guard multiple positions. You're a Swiss Army knife, but the world only sees the starters. You drop 15 off the bench, and the headline is about the stars. Triple double you win, sixth man of the year, and it feels like a consolation prize. You're Manu Ginobili without the rings. You're Jamal Crawford without the legend. You're Lou Williams, but the fans don't chant your name. You're good at this, too good. And that's the problem. You're defined by it. You learn to excel within the cage of your role. You become the best at being not quite the best. You hate it, but you're too good to quit. The reality of being a sixth man settles in like a bad knee injury. You prepare like a starter. You study film. You lift weights. You ice your body, but you play like a substitute. You never know when your number gets called. Some nights you're in at the 6-minute mark. Some nights you're a DNP. Watching garbage time from the bench. You're always warming up, always stretching, always ready to check in. Watch the game from the sideline, reading the flow, waiting for the coach to nod your way. You're the energy guy, the spark plug. But when the bench unit struggles, it's your fault. When the team wins, the starters get the credit. You're praised for your spark, but never for your consistency. Your plus/minus is solid. Your PER is decent, but the stat sheet doesn't show the intangibles. The way you div for loose balls, the way you swing the momentum. You're in the game for 18 minutes, but it feels like 48. Your body takes a beating. You don't get starter level trainer time. You don't get starter level rest. You're always managing nagging injuries, staying in game shape. With limited minutes, you're mentally preparing for every scenario. Small ball, big lineups, pace and space. You're playing with different lineups every night, never finding a rhythm. The media asks about accepting your role. You say all the right things, but social media fans ask why you don't start. Your cousins text you after games asking why you're not in the starting five. You laugh it off, but it eats at you. You're respected in the locker room, but you're not the leader. You're not the face of the franchise. You're the guy who gets traded when the team needs a shakeup. You're expendable. You hear your name in trade rumors. Every deadline, you're a mid-level exception guy, not a max contract star. You mentor the rookies, the young guys drafted to take your spot. You see them coming, the next wave of energy guys. You negotiate contracts based on bench production. You're making good money, but not starter money. You're living the dream, but it's not the dream you had. You play playoff games where the rotation tightens and you barely see the floor. You sit through blowouts where you could made a difference. You take the blame when the second unit stumbles. You get the pat on the back when you drop 20 off the bench. But it's never enough. You're the meth. You're the sixth man, and that's all you'll ever be. You're older now. Your knees creak, your legs don't pop like they used to. You're still the sixth man. But the game is changing. Younger players come in with fresh energy. They're hungrier. They're you 10 years ago. Your role shrinks, your minutes dwindle. You're still good, but you're not essential anymore. Your contract isn't renewed. No farewell tour. No retirement ceremony. Just a quiet exit. You watch games from home, now seeing your role filled by some kid who doesn't know what it costs. You scroll through social media and see a kid in your jersey. He's tweeting about how you were his favorite player. You smile because you didn't know you mattered that much. You look back and see it clearly. Now you changed games. You swung series. You were the heartbeat of the second unit. You weren't the star, but you were the spark. You were the guy who made the crowd roar. When you checked in, you were the guy who made the starters better. You hate being the sixth man, you always will, but you were the best sixth man they ever had. And that's the poison and the medicine, all wrapped up in 18 minutes a night. You'd do it all again. The grind, the pain, the invisibility because the game needed you, because you were good enough to be great at something nobody else wanted to do. That's why it sucks to be a sixth man, and that's exactly why the game needs sixth men.